Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Hunter Call of the Wild. I figure the Hunter is a good weekend series of sorts. It's something where I can do a little bit of a longer episode, just kind of relax, wind down. I'm still trying to figure out the best series to put on the channel and new games, and so far the Hunter hasn't been a bad one to just be able to upload lazily and just spend a little time chatting through it. Because you have to admit, it is some very nice and immersive locales that you're able to visit through it. I just need to get out what I'm looking for. There we go. Just before I started recording, I heard a lot of duck calls going out, so I'm wondering if maybe I should work at trying out the shotgun a little bit and do a little bit of bird hunting. See, it's something for a little bit of a change to our regular style so far. Almost thought I saw something there. This game always has a habit of you of seeing patterns in what's around you as you're looking for game in that. Actually, kind of surprised it started us right back off on our the very start for Hirschfelden's reserves. Like normally they'll put you towards the closest lodge, but I guess maybe with an update that just went out recently, that might have tweaked a few things. But anyway, we'll just carry on and see what we can hunt down in, say, 40 minutes or so. Or maybe even just half hour. Maybe we'll try to shrink this down to smaller, easier chunks. So you might just hear a little hiss and pop. Just getting a can of pop to enjoy. Although, I always comment that I seem to be a little burpy through some of my recordings, and yet here I am having this, so that probably explains one thing, huh? Not bad. Let's see.
I saw some tracks in that area earlier this morning. Hold on, I'll send the coordinates.
That's... Let me guess, they're probably way off somewhere. Actually, I don't even see them. Oh, way up there. And, oh, just a picnic area thing here. So I used to kind of use the Hunter as basically a soundboard almost, just to rant off about ideas as I would go by, but I think I'll probably have to wait until I get a little more viewer base and community to the channel before I'll probably do more stuff like that again. Because if you guys do want to hear my opinions on that, I am happy to voice them to you and let you know what my thoughts are. But I also want to make sure that's something that's actually wanted. A lot of these days you'll have people throwing opinions at you that nobody really asked for or brought a reason to be brought up in a way. So I want to just kind of keep this more, as I've said before, traditional commentary and Let's Play channel. Where it's more you're just getting a chance to see the games, the mechanics, in depth about them, and just have fun and laugh or enjoy it, basically. Back before the changes that YouTubers are making, or content creators. I'll admit I don't like that term at all. I've never thought of my time or what they really do to be content creators in a grand scheme of things. If you like, let me actually try to get a really good explanation for it, for how I see that. A content creator is somebody like an animator, an artist, a writer, somebody whose full product is actually, they put work into it to bring it out. Content creators are a mixed bag. I see, like, Markiplier, his Let's Play channels, I wouldn't call that a content creator's work. But his things like Who Killed Markiplier, Markiplier TV, things more that are his content he's created earns that title and moniker. Jacksepticeye is leaning more commentator Let's Player than I would say a proper content creator in a way. Some of his videos, like when they're personal blogs and that, okay, I could see that being more content creator. But I feel like the main moniker of that kind of gives more credit to people than what it should be. Oh, there's a road here. And we'll get a little closer to that, see if they're alone or not. But yeah, back to content creator, I do feel like the title is misleading, because, like, what I do, I'm not exactly creating content, at least not yet. I do want to put out as a little thing of content once we do hit the 100 subscribers. We're slowly working our way towards there. Oh, there's something right there. A male? No, female. I was hoping we could spot a bucket of the rose somewhere around us, but maybe we won't get that lucky. But keep getting sidetracked by the game. Isn't that something? You want to talk, but you're also kind of splitting yourself in half to focus on two things. So yeah, I don't call myself a content creator quite yet. Okay, I think that's... might just be a tree, but I thought that was actually something else. I think I'm more a commentator. And a lot of channels I think are actually that. Because if you didn't actually capture the clips yourself, it's kind of using somebody else's content. And to give yourself the name or a title that you are a content creator, just doesn't that seem a little shady-ish? Like, I'm going to stand as I am. I'm an idiot playing games. I'm an idiot, but I enjoy playing games, and I have opinions and, like, mechanics and things that happen in them. So I'll give my opinion and comments on those, but I wouldn't call anything that I make so far actually my own content. The only thing I may argue is my own content would be the channel trailer I did. So, series like, actually, all the series so far, I'm not a content creator for that. I am a commentator on that. And I think that's something where really got to identify what you are or do, and just to kind of know what your base is. Actually, I gotta see, what even is my loadout? Right, so number 2 is probably the one we want for trying to take her. Oh, nope. Getting the keybinds a little mixed up again. So that's just my opinion. And what my content is I'll be putting out is, I'd like to try to get into writing more. I have enjoyed doing some creative writing, some stuff like that with it, but it's just wanting to almost have an audience I can get little information from as I put experiments out and see what you think. That, though, I do have to try to figure out an incentive to work up towards the 100 subscriber milestone. So I figured that's a good little surprise gift or incentive to keep on the channel for. I think my biggest thing is I've kind of hit a wall of growth for the channel. I've been stuck at only about 22 subscribers now for a couple of weeks, maybe? I think that's because I went a little stagnant on what I was putting up on the channel. I do understand the need for you to want to see your numbers grow in that, and then I do see the appeal of people trying to draw in and use the trends to boost themselves a little bit. I want to be as honest as I can be. If I'm not that, then what am I? So that's why I probably will be... Actually, no, I will be. I'm not going to do it probably. I'm being certain. I am going to avoid anything that's just a trend or a meme or something to, say, rope you in to get you sudden spontaneous views. I'm going to be much more straightforward and honest than that, because I hate when that happens. I'm going to try to avoid clickbait titles, and I'm going to keep them close, or exactly the format I have used so far. And that's been to put down a small title for what the episode entails, a little break, what video, what game or source it's from, and what number in the series it is. I don't like these changes that keep going on. Like it feels like people and the passion for just doing the videos is shifting a lot to... No, I think that's going to be overkill using the bow. I think you gotta use this one. Okay, that should be long hit, so she should go down rather soon. But everybody's trying to chase, and it's shifting from YouTube being your passion business to just being your business. And I think you see that more in just the change of how people kind of are and are doing things. I've noticed that across a number of YouTubers, but there are also others who have kept very firm to who they are, and I really have to commend them for it. I don't want to go listing names for that because I'm just a small nobody, so there's nothing really putting names out will do for anyone in this case. But I just want to share my little opinion of that because the Hunter is a great backdrop where you can just talk and share what you think. And she should be dropped in just a little bit up ahead now. Yeah, there she is up ahead there. Is there anything else I want to talk about right away? Not really. I do want to thank you guys for your patience, though, sticking with the channel. As I said, I've kind of been stagnant in the series that I've been uploading. I know this is actually probably coming towards the end of another kind of change-up for what the channel's been doing. With the feedback that I had available, I did focus more on Dino System, try to build it out, but I have never seen the views consistently coming back for the series of it. It seemed like it hit a plateau and then it dropped right off and it's only hovered at so many. So I figure I'm going to season finale that for now. Let that one go on the back burner, and maybe it'll be like a sleeper series that'll draw views while I'm working on other stuff. So up next, I'm going to basically try to do something a little unique for the channel. I'm going to have a few rules and codes that I'm going to follow for what content I put out. It's going to be basically at least 4 games per week, and no more than 6, I'd say. So that way that keeps a good variety of what goes on the channel per week, but also not too overwhelming or skipping past things too often. I will probably keep doing something along the lines I have been, where it'll be 2 videos out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then 1 video out every other day. Just a way that keeps me giving a chance to give steady content, and also a little break time as well, to let me get recording in as I can. Let me just head up here, see what it got. I think it's another, might be a, no, roe deer probably. Oh no, it was a fox. Let's go on the other way, so we probably won't worry about that. Actually, I want to keep going north if that's the direction the wind is. And we're... oh, actually, we might head east to change our loadout. I don't actually know if I have any duck collars. I think that might have been DLC for the game. But anyway, I'll leave all the opinion stuff aside until something sparks up randomly again. As much as I'm not a scatterbrained, I can be distracted by stuff that happens suddenly that'll shift my focus. So for now, we're going to get back into the Hunter proper. Enjoy a little drink. And just have a good time with the game. Because I do have to admit, looking at scenes like this is just gorgeous. The development studio behind the Hunter has always managed to have the game looking amazing. It's surprising how good of graphics it is for what is a pretty niche genre of a hunting game. And I do like that they've changed how Call of the Wild operates compared to Classic. Because Classic had a few interesting choices for it. It promoted a little bit more of using microtransactions to pick up weapons, and also drawing out how much time you play and spend in it. I won't go too much into that because this is a different beast entirely. Like I say, any opinions you do want to hear, just be sure to leave me a comment. I know... here I am already going off again, aren't I? But... oh, went way past that. You know, so I don't go past it, I might as well do that. I do have a Twitter, but the thing is, I don't want to use that very frequently. Or if it is, it's going to be more like service announcements for the channels on, say, maybe video delay or upload issue or stuff like that going on. Because I don't feel the need to constantly have a way of just putting in random talk to what Twitter is. I think some people should not even have Twitter. Well, not our president, thank God for different nations, but the United States president is probably somebody who should not have Twitter. As you can see, it can get a lot of people into a lot of trouble if they don't really know how to keep watch of themselves, I'd probably say is the best term for it. I don't think I'd be a problematic one, but I don't want to make it something that's, really, I'm always checking to see what notices are up or whatever's going on with that. No. No, I think that's, kind of a weird way to operate. I never got the appeal of that, really. So don't think you'll miss things if you're not following me on Twitter. I don't really care if you follow me on Twitter or not. It's just a way for me to let you guys know if something's happened on the channel or to the channel that kind of keeps you informed on if something's come up. I'll also always try to leave comments on my YouTube page if anything changes too. Like one of the things that... Actually, the reason I got Twitter was only because when you would upload a video to YouTube, it used to be integrated that you would actually put a tweet out about it. There's a way you could have that set up. But because I think YouTube got itself changed, they cut that feature out. So it became one that they didn't really use anymore. And is there anything I actually want to save up for? I mean, I suppose I could work for that bow, but I've already got plenty of bows, so... Shotguns and handguns. I probably might do something like that. Rankin shotgun. It says it's locked, but I don't know why. Well, we'll buy the Caversham Steward. And we'll get some... No, looks like we'll have to start with buckshot for it. Okay, let's go into storage. So that's a level 2. So we'll swap... Oh, no. That's our varmint one for, like, the rabbits. I think that's the one we need to go. Yeah, the 338. Let's get the Caversham out. And we'll get the buckshot loaded in. And I'm surprised that's all you really have available to start with. You don't even get... Okay, you get a few things later on, so we'll just have to sort of work as we go with that. Let me just load everything up there. Move that down, slide that over there. Oh, no, the Virant. That's what we want. And that's buckshot, so we can't even go after birds yet. Yeah, so with that, we'll probably want to go after things like fallow deer. The learning curve in Call of the Wild is much better for how you'll unlock new gear and equipment as you just use the weapons, sort of that family archetype of sorts. And I want to try seeing if we can start finding some fallow deer to be able to use this with. Because I really do love the antler orientation on them. I think it's something I mentioned up before, is that I really enjoyed how the game's done, like their true rack system is probably the best way of depicting game animals like deer and stags and all that. I am also kind of surprised now I think about, well, not that surprised, but the hunting game genre really did die down is basically only to this game more, if we're speaking frankly. Because there's nothing else that anything else might really be able to offer. The only thing I wish that they could maybe look at doing a little more is the tracking system. Sort of a way where the tracks don't feel like connected dots and they're more almost like a true trail or line you can sort of work along. I think that'd be pretty hard to do. I don't know. It just feels like the tracking in this game is close to being superb, but it still has its flaws. We'll continue along our merry little way down the road. But another interesting thing I will mention about how they've kind of designed the game is that it makes me wonder, how much does this feel like Europe to you guys? Like, I've never... Well, actually, I can't say I've never left Canada, but I've never left sort of the biome area where I am. Like, I haven't gone too far out to see places that are different types of forests and different environments. So it makes me wonder, how good of a view is this into different countries and continents and... Oh, excuse me. Things of that nature. Actually, I have to think too. Did I pick up another... I can't remember if I had... Maybe next episode we'll try going for the Medved Taiga, because I think I did pick that up as a DLC a while back when it was on sale. So maybe next episode that's where we'll go. Nope, and then it looks like this is a roe deer crossing. Kind of. Hang on now. I've only seen the roe deer and the fallow deer, but none of the antlers look like that. Is there a species of deer over in Europe that just has that kind of styled antler? Like I say, I am Canadian boy right here. True north, strong and free. That kind of pride behind me, but I've never really thought about some things like that. About what species of deer... Oh, what would they even be called? I wonder if the book has anything on that. Let me see. Wildlife. Blacktail. Oh, it just calls them deer. Let me see the roe deer. Maybe that has what I'm looking for. There's a name for what the kind of deer family is. I don't think it's ungulates. Or maybe it is. My brain is just a mismatch of all kinds of information across all things. So as much as people might think I'm... Oh. Yeah, I'm hearing geese, but we have buckshot, so I don't want to go blasting those to absolute nothing. But as much as people might think I'm smart, it's just because I have a bunch of different mismatches of where I know a few facts or information from all across my life. The old Discovery Channel, not what it's turned into, used to be a very good thing that I've loved watching. Nowadays, oh, I don't even know where it went so wrong. Shark Week's a prime example of where it went wrong. When they used to do Shark Week, it was more about trying to give the viewers more documentaries about sharks to inform you of how they live, how they are. This year and this week, you just focused on the attacks. You took the one thing that everybody kind of gets negative association with the sharks, and bloated the week with shows regarding that. No, that's not going to help preserve them. That's just showcasing their worst side and making it entertaining when it happens. You do not do that for conservation. Shows that were good for Shark Week were things like... There's a Weird Sharks documentary that kind of tackled things like the megamouth shark and the goblin shark, or sharks you didn't really know too much about, countdowns of some of the strangest or coolest sharks. Or even one where... I can't remember... There's one where there's a documentary where they tried catching the Greenland shark up in the Arctic, and I can't remember if it was Jeremy Wade, I think that's his name from River Monsters, was up there helping as well, or it was someone else. He's the only one that kind of strikes me as possibly being the one behind that. But River Monsters would be a good one to showcase too. It is him investigating into the attacks, but it also is about stories and other things like that, but I just feel like the purpose of entertainment is... Well, that's all Shark Week became, was seeking that entertainment instead of education about sharks and variety more. I think it honestly... It's just the power of money is becoming way too much and taking over everything in every aspect. I mean, sure, it used to hold power, but now I think it's crippling people's just quality of living, really. And I'm not talking about if they can't afford good stuff. No, I mean, their minds are being broken, if I'm honest, towards having to focus so much on just having enough to live, or... Oh. There's something very close. I don't know what it is, though. Now, of course, as my go ranting and rambling, something comes to add some excitement, doesn't it? Okay, it's a deer of some kind. No, it's just a roe deer. Although... I didn't think the first one got him in the vital, so I wanted to make sure with that double tap on it. Yeah, at least we found our male roe deer, so that's a buck that's added. As I thought, although surprised the second one didn't get him either. I'll have to see the hit detection, because I thought that would have been a vital shot. Maybe not the lung, but I thought it would have gotten his heart. That is one thing that I have to also admit feels buggy in the game, is if it's proper hit detection or not. So which way did he go running off? Down this way. So looks like skirted through some of the rocks. See if we can spot any movement from afar. No, he's probably gone further than that. Or, of course, I'm looking the wrong direction entirely. Yeah, still a very low bleed rate. So maybe a while before he drops or goes down from those shots. I thought at least one of those would have hit in a vital of some kind. The first one, as I said, I didn't think it did. But I thought the second would have gotten an organ. As macabre as that sounds. Nothing I can see yet. Let's see what he's at for health now. Down to 2550? Nope. There is a red fox also. As much as I know we want to go after and get that roe deer, we also don't want to pass off opportunities as they come on by. So we'll just stay low a moment and take a little look around. thought maybe we... Oh! Yeah, we got movement right there. I'll have to wait till they... There's your warning call, but I'm just trying to see... Is it bad that it's the weird shots that I can get the perfect, just instant down on, and yet the ones that should be lined up well, I screw up with? Like, weird shot, but able to get both those, no problem. Oh, and speak of, there's our other one. Oh. Another call, too. Then that one's a male. Yeah, see... Penetration... Maybe if I was using the other type of ammo, it would have worked, but... Wait a minute. Okay, so that one completely stopped on... Next to... Nothing? What? This is where I think the hit detection penetration are weird. How is it that it gets all of this, or it misses all of everything here, but it registers that the shot hit this right... or, wait, it says left, but it's showing the right side. I don't get this at all. I think the game still has some issues to be smoothed out, is what I'm basically saying. I'm hoping that's... Well, actually, as much as I'm hoping, the Hunter Classic had those riddled with it, too. And I don't think that ever actually got really addressed. So I don't think Call of the Wild will ever get it properly addressed either. But I still have to admit, this is absolute... Like, look at those God rays and just the beauty of that. Damn. That's one thing the game outshines a lot of others with, is how well its graphics are. It does make me wish they'd give another spin at trying something like the Hunter Primal, but keep it what you know and have mastered. Keep it more of a dedicated hunting game than a survival hunting game. Because even then, those don't line up exactly well. I think they could with some modification and adjustment, but just on their own, I don't believe they line up very well. I'm hoping maybe we can bag one more animal before we end off our little hunting hike again. So I think that's probably the best term for what we've been doing. Aside from listening to me ramble on about opinions and judgments, or, well, yeah, I guess they would be judgments, as harsh sounding as that is. We'll creep along and see what we can spot and look around. You know what, I think I will mention it because, well, I know I'm far off from ever getting ad revenue from YouTube. Depending on how I am able to do it, I may go for it. Like, depends on what level of control I have over things. I know with the copyright claim system, I wish they'd kind of try something more like split ad revenue, where if something does come out that has a copyright claim to it, instead of completely taking everything from the video and its maker, why not just split it in half? Say, this content was detected, and they get a half, and you get a half. And if you want to dispute that, you can, or if they want to dispute that, they can. But just keeps more of a neutral ground, so it'd be maybe less people disputing things if it is automatically detected. Like, oh yeah, that came up. why bother? We're getting free publicity, we get a little bit, they get a little bit. Everybody gets a little bit of a win. Why is the problem? Maybe that would be best direction for YouTube. It might also sort out where people will only make claims if they really feel it's necessary. And it could save down on a lot of complaints or disputes or things to be settled through the service or the company. That was my idea for how to solve the adpocalypse, as they call it. Another thing, too, would probably be maybe breaking YouTube up into being able to give little warnings, almost, per videos. Like, almost the PG ratings through your videos, so you can kind of choose like that. Whereas people, if they don't care about whether those are in the video or not, they can just more freely do that as an ad. I just think YouTube's getting to a position where it's kind of losing a lot of what built it up to what it was today. And a lot of people are losing the same passion and heart that it used to have across it. I do admit, if I can get started on YouTube and I'm able to get a little bit of income from it... Jesus Christ, give me a heart attack. Holy hell. And you can see, horror games are probably not going to be something I'll be doing too much of, but oh. Okay. Crapping the pants aside. Well, that was a run, so he's probably long gone. I do want to get into streaming. I don't think it'll replace entirely what I do on YouTube, but I like to be able to sort of fund things a little bit. Like, right now, my setup is fairly basic. I mean, my pop filter is a wire clothes hanger with some nylon stretched out over it, so that gives you an idea. I want to eventually be able to have a setup where it is the folding arm and a proper pop filter, and a decent camera so that way you can see my ugly mug whenever I go to stream. Or even videos, too. You got your first one, stop trying to get me again. Also have to give them big props on the sound effects, because those are very good. But again, this, I don't really feel, well, you're hearing me a lot of and in a bit. I'd almost say this is probably the closest I would get for now towards ever doing live streaming until I can get a little bit more of a footing and some base work and framework in for the channel. I do already have ideas for streams I want to do, but again, that's going to be something more down the line. Right now, I just want to continue sort of along the path of sorts with getting the channel built. The 100 subscriber milestone, probably a 500 subscriber milestone as well. I gotta figure out what I might do for that one. And then 1,000. And back onto... Right, I kind of switched off that. Back onto the ad revenue stuff. The only ads I would ever agree to on my channel would probably be those little window things that will pop up at the bottom, but they have the X at the corner. You can just click and close it. You come for a video, not an ad before a video. This isn't a movie where you're watching the previews and commercials before you actually get what you want. That's one of the reasons why YouTube, I think... You didn't get me this time, you bastard! And this is the reason why YouTube was able to keep such a good draw and audience. Was that I just wanted to see the video, just click, boom, you got it, and watched it. Easy and done. I'm not going to let the ads that are those, a movie... or an ad plays and then you have to wait a few seconds before you can skip it. I'd rather just keep it simpler towards what the ads used to be. But I also don't know if you have that amount of control over the ads you get either. Unless you actually have the channel up to that point, I don't think you have a way of letting people see into the inner workings of sorts of how the ads are done. And I do understand also why they went with the requirements for the custom URL. YouTube has so many bot accounts and bot channels, and actually just everywhere is loaded with them, aren't they? Like forum sites, YouTube, everybody everywhere seems to have bots just all over the place for it for some reason now. We're at the 40-minute mark, but I'd like to try to get us one more animal, or one more bag game if we can. We'll go for a hike and see what we can find for another 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, and as I'm bringing that, I also want to keep the channel as transparent as I can. So you'll know everything that's going on. You'll know how close we are towards each milestone, or what I might have planned down the line, or polls about what I'm thinking about doing, and listening to what feedback you guys might give me. I want to keep this just a very open and traditional Let's Play, or classical Let's Play. I actually kind of feel older just saying classical, because I remember how they slowly were starting up on YouTube and that. What really drew me to make the channel, though, had to be... It felt like indie games didn't get the proper exposure or videos they kind of deserve. Like, yeah, I'll use Dino System. A lot of people who did do a video on Dino System, I think only ever did 1 or 2. And the reason was because they just didn't get into the deeper mechanics of it. And if you actually did get into it, you had a lot to explore and build and learn about. You had a lot to enjoy. But you kind of cut yourself off from it, and ergo gave the developers not as much real exposure and thorough attention that they could use. I want to try to be that concept guy in a way. Or that reviewer who sees the entire thing and takes the time to properly go through it all. I don't know if that will exactly come about. Oh, well, I say that, but I've actually had a couple of small cases so far where I've gotten a chance to comment and chat a little bit with a couple of developers. So I think the possibility is open. It's just that I'll have to keep doing what I know and have enjoyed. But again, this is all way off talk. Like, the one thing that this episode is probably going to be, and I'll probably put it well on the labels, that this is just opinions and ideas of maybe life in general as a title for this episode. Just because I know some people don't want to come here for the opinions and the thoughts and all that. They just want to see the gameplay or the game showed off. So I'll definitely give you guys the little way of knowing that it's more of an opinion video again, like the second one was for me. And then the next one, I think I do have the Taiga Reserve open, so maybe we'll head off into that to do a little bit of game hunting and see what we can find through there. So I'm curious about what creatures there are to hunt in that one. I think that's more kind of like the Russian taiga forests. Not seeing much so far. But, oh, look, that's a nice view too, isn't it? Well, hello, fallow deer. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Okay, I saw him right there. I thought there might have been a second one too, but I think it was just the one. Yeah, it was definitely just the one then. But I definitely recognize the antlers as being a fallow. So we'll try working our way to finding him. I think we may have startled him, though, coming our way down. So if that's his trail there, maybe we'll try calling him closer to the blind here. Just so that way we can kind of get a good view if we can call him back to us. actually, we didn't get hurt from that slide, so that's good. You do take fall damage in the game, so you want to be careful about where you exactly stand and find yourself at. Yeah, I don't actually think I want to be inside the stand, though. I mean, it's probably an okay bird hunting stand, but... Oh, I hear it. Somewhere right around there. Yep, there it is. Oh, no, we need the shotgun for this one. Well, something hit him, at least, but... Yeah, the AI pathing is not exactly... stellar at times. As you can see how he kept running into that tree there. I'm surprised he spotted us, though. And even with... Oh, it looks like maybe both shots got him, but I think they were both non-vitals. Yeah, definitely a non-vital. Won't even let me... Oh, no, I am examining it. Yeah, so they're just saying a flesh wound. So we'll stay low, try to find a good spot, and after we take him on, we'll probably end this episode there. I also like how immersive you can get, and you'll actually kind of go quiet so you can hear better. It's just something, I guess, as you play along, you get into the games, you'll really just start picking up traits that you actually do yourself that you don't need to. So I went up this way. Good to know. Yeah, there's none. Yeah, very low, so he's not going to go down from that one. Thought I heard a little movement. You can even hear the trees as they kind of creak in the wind. But this is where the Hunter just shines above all other games that are hunting games. This feel of you are actually out here in the forest. You're trying to keep your senses sharp to listen out for and see if you can spot or hear anything. I don't know which way to go from here. Like there's a track there. Let me do a little glassing just before I start moving on a direction. So I got two. I'm guessing this is the next track. We'll see. The hunter mate will at least tell us that, so we can figure out if we're still on his trail. Yep, still running this way. And I just want to keep low because he spotted us fairly easily when we were beside the blind. Oh, wait, what? Okay, that's weird. It's supposed to be very low, he just dropped. I mean, we'll take him, but stuff like that is why the game is also fairly strange, too. But he's actually a very nice-looking one. Like, he could maybe use a little more along the front parts of the antlers, but overall, I really quite like him. So, we'll accept that. Ooh, and there's something else going on. Maybe we'll try once more with the collar. Because I almost thought it was another fallow deer we heard, kind of that low grunting call. The females I don't think have the same kind of grunt to them. And yeah, this might be a little bit around an hour, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't care how long the videos are, as long as they get done. Something that feels like a proper episode. Oh, I see the antlers. Yeah, there's one. See if he'll come right up for us. Giving us a pretty good shot so far. Now, that should be a vital hit. That looked like that was right in the lungs. But the only way to tell is if we get closer to see. I don't think he was too far out for us either. And actually, this time I also want to look and see what their hit detection is. Because the shotgun is a bunch of... Well, basic knowledge is that shotguns shoot a bunch of pellets out for their ammunition. So it shouldn't just be an arrow saying it hit this point. It should be a bunch of them. I don't know if that's a vital or not. I don't think so. No, only a... I'm really disagreeing with a number of things that the game is saying has happened. But we'll have to go in and find him and check about that one hit. Because I would think that buckshot at that range should have been through something vital. I hear more geese flying around. That's another very low bleed rate. So from what I can tell, I started running up this way. So we can shave some distance off our track. Yeah, okay, that's just the way the plant was folded over. I almost thought he was bent over there for a moment. I want to make sure, because this should still be a run, I think. No, that's a trot, but that's a different direction I thought we'd have seen. Where did he go? He was up there, ran down towards this way. don't want to stand up just because I don't have general direction of which way he may be. Okay, we're getting back onto his path, though. Here's another spot of blood. And what's the rate? Still low. So we went up this way, went close to the river. I think this is going to be just like the road deer, and all of a sudden it'll say that there's still a lot of health to go, but it'll just be dropped where it is. We're just going to speed up our crouch walk a little bit. Oh, well, we found a need zone for him. Yeah, there he is over here. But I don't know if there'll be another little patch of blood that we can tell. Oh, yeah, there is one hidden right here. Yeah, well, at least that one kind of dropped off a little bit proper. Excuse me? So, it did detect there were a lot of hits, but not one actually made it to the lung. Really. And distance was... Actually, that's not a very far distance, I don't think. I thought something like 40 meters was kind of the max range for shotgun. Buckshot. But anyway, with that successfully done and us right around the hour mark, I think we'll end this episode off here. So I want to thank you guys very much for joining me for this episode of The Hunter, Call of the Wild. I know I got a little opinionated and into ideas and rambled on, but next one is just going to be more proper gameplay as we go into a new reserve entirely. Well, for us, anyway. This one's been out a while for the game. We are still working towards our 100 subscriber milestone, so if you do want to support the channel and our climb up there through the ranks and numbers, think about giving us a subscription. It lets you keep up to date with what's going on with the channel, and you can see that we'll have steady content out daily. Or, if you want to leave any feedback, I'm always eager to have any likes or dislikes on a video, and any comments. Until the next time I see you, please remember as always, survivors, to take care and stay alive.